sometimes are considered slightly bizarre because I like Brighton Beach. I like pebbles. I love lying on the beach and listening to pebbles, with the sea rolling off the shore. I don't particularly enjoy lying on a beach like Porthcurno in Cornwall, which is sand. The sand gets everywhere. Places you really don't. And I've enjoyed as much as one can on a sand beach. I've swum with dolphins at Porthcurno. I've swum with nuns at Porthcurno. Not on the same day. But there's something about the sound of the sea on sand which is just a little bit disturbing. Is it the sound of a billion grains grinding against each other? Well, some time ago, a few centuries perhaps, there was, and I wish we hadn't talked at the break time, a lawyer. There was a lawyer called Jan Tregeagle, and Jan Tregeagle was on trial himself. Lawyers are not always the most popular of people. Sorry. So why would he be on trial? What could a lawyer have done wrong to deserve to be on trial?
Withheld evidence?
Withheld evidence, could be.
Stolen money?
Stolen money? Murder? Blimey! I'm not sure that's limited to lawyers, but yeah. He could have committed murder, he could have withheld evidence, he could have stolen money.
Lied under oath.
Lied under oath. Bribery. Jan Tregeagle was guilty of all of these things. And he was on trial before the judge at the assizes in Truro. And his defence counsel was no other person than the Bishop of Truro himself, who was pleading for mercy for the soul of Jan Tregeagle. For this was no ordinary trial, because the one thing I missed out to tell you was actually that Jan Tregeagle was dead. And his soul was being tried. For he had been condemned to hell for murder, for withholding evidence, for stealing, for bribery. I can't remember what else she said. And the Bishop of Truro was pleading for clemency for his soul, whilst the counsel for the prosecution was the fallen angel of light himself, great Lucifer, great Satan, who was demanding his right of Jan Tregeagle's soul to be tortured for eternity in hell. And in the end, the argument went backward and forward and forward and backward until the judge decided that he would have to find a compromise. That Jan Tregeagle's soul would not be pulled back to hell where it had first ended up after death, as long as he was employed in gainful work. And the Bishop of Truro swore that he would find work for Jan Tregeagle to do. And the devil, well, how do you think the devil is feeling about this deal just at the moment?
Pretty unhappy.
Unhappy is one word. So the devil agrees to this bargain. Jan Tregeagle is safe as long as he works. He sleeps for one moment. His eyes close and his consciousness slips for 1 second and he is pulled down to hell. And to make sure, the very hounds of hell themselves, with teeth of iron and burning coals for eyes, will circle him while he works. And so the Bishop of Truro The Bishop of Truro takes Jan Tregeagle and finds him work. He takes him to Dosmary Pool, a pool that no one knows the very depth of, and he tells Jan Tregeagle his work is to empty the pool. And the emptying of the pool, Dosmary Pool, would take more than a lifetime. But Jan Tregeagle is in peril of his eternal soul, and a lifetime is not enough. So the bishop gives Jan Tregeagle a colander with which to drain the pool. So Jan Tregeagle drains Dosmary Pool with a colander, day and night, night and day, and as he works trying to hold the water in the colander and empty the pool, he can hear the sound in the undergrowth of dry bracken burning as the hounds of hell circle him, and he can smell the sulphur from them. But day and night he works, night and day, until you know what's going to happen inevitably. His eyes grow heavy. The colander slips from his hand. And just for half a second, a quarter of a second, a mere nothing, he lost consciousness as he fell asleep, and the hounds of hell leapt. Luckily, they let out a fearful, hellish cry as they did so, which woke him from his instant sleep. He jumped, he leapt, he ran across Bodmin Moor. He ran with the hounds of hell closing in behind him, howling, their metal teeth clashing against each other, their red eyes burning in the darkness as the sun went down, and he saw candlelight on the crag, and he knew it was the church on the crag. There, the hounds of hell could not enter. He did not wait to go through the door. He saw the church and he leapt at the east window. His arms went through the east window. His head went through the east window. His shoulders, his chest, his waist. Why can't the hounds of hell go into the church?
It's blessed ground.
It's blessed ground. Is there any problem with Jan Tregeagle going into a church?
He's not entirely holy.
Well, he did actually start out a little while ago in hell.
Yeah.
And so whilst his arms, his head, his shoulders, his chest and his waist are through the east window, the rest of him is outside, stuck at the mercy of the hounds of hell. And his screams as the hounds of hell tear at his feet, his legs, his rear end, wake the villagers. And he's stuck there for a week. Stuck there for a week, screaming as the hounds of hell tear at him, and the poor vicar is trying to say services. Even song is quite difficult when you get to, Lord, lettest thou thy servant depart in peace according to thy word, and all you can hear is, oh my arse! And after 1 week, the vicar has had enough and goes to see the Bishop of Truro. And the Bishop of Truro comes to the church, and with his crozier he removes the hounds of hell from outside the east window. With holy water he blesses Jan Tregeagle's rear end. So Jan Tregeagle can pop into the church, and then the bishop leads him far away. Obviously not far enough to escape the hounds of hell forever. They will follow him, they will track him, they will find him, but as long as he works, he will be safe. So if you find yourself on Porthcurno Beach, and you're lying on your towel, and you're listening to the sound of the sea on a billion grains of sand, think, is it really sand crunching against sand that is making that sound? Or is it poor Jan Tregeagle who for eternity must rake the sand back in place after every wave has crashed on the shore? Unless, of course, you're there on a windy day, in which case you will not hear his work, but you may hear the howling of the hounds of hell as they wait for him to fall asleep. And that's the story of Jan Tregeagle, and that's how you and I have told it.